bursting in my mouth right now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new season of the Mi2 English Club. I'm your host, Emily. We are so excited because today we're starting a series that everyone loves and everyone is afraid of, dining out.
I'm Paul, and Emily, you're right. I'm already hungry, but honestly, my stomach is doing flips because I'm nervous. When I'm in America or any English-speaking country, the restaurant door feels like a giant puzzle. Do I just walk in and pick a chair? Do I stand at the door and wave? I usually end up just standing there looking confused.
You're not alone, Paul. That's why we're here. The very first thing you need to understand is that not all restaurants are the same. We have to distinguish between full service and counter service.
Full service, counter service. Okay, sounds professional. What's the big difference?
Think of it like this. In a full-service restaurant, you're treated like a guest in a home. You sit down first, and the service comes to you. A waiter or waitress will bring you water, menus, and your food. But in a counter-service place, like McDonald's, Starbucks, or a local deli, you are the one moving. You go to the front counter, look at the big menu on the wall, order, and then find a seat.
Oh, so if I see a counter with a cash register right at the entrance, that's probably counter service.
Exactly. If you pay before you eat, it's counter service. If you pay after you eat, it's usually full service. Let's practice that phrase one more time. Full service. Make sure your L in full is clear. Now let's focus on full service restaurants. Before your feet even touch the carpet inside, you must look for the magic sign. Paul, imagine you're at the entrance of a nice Italian restaurant. You see a wooden stand with a sign. Can you read it for our listeners?
It says, "Please wait to be seated."
Perfect. This is the most important rule in Western dining culture. Even if you see 20 empty tables, don't just walk in. If you just grab a table, you might be sitting in a section that doesn't have a waiter working, and you'll be waiting for your food forever.
That explains why the lady at the door looked at me so strangely last time. But Emily, what if the sign is different? I've seen one that says seat yourself.
Great observation. If you see seat yourself, it's like being at a park. You are free. You can pick the window seat, the booth, or a table in the corner. No need to wait. But when in doubt, just wait 10 seconds at the door.
Let's practice that word seated. It feels a bit tricky to say.
Good point. Let's break it down. Seated. The first part is long, like seeing something. The second part is a quick ted. Let's try it together. Listeners, are you saying it with us? Don't be shy. Okay, so you've waited at the door and a person walks up to you. This person is called the host or hostess. They will look at you and ask, "How many?" Or sometimes more formally, "How many in your party?"
Wait, party? But it's not my birthday and I don't have balloons. Why are they asking about a party?
I love that. In the restaurant world, a party just means your group. It could be 2 people, 4 people, or 10 people. It's just a fancy way of saying your group.
Oh, so I don't need to bring a cake. Good to know. So if the host asks how many in your party, I should answer with the number of people, like a table for 2, please.
Precisely. And remember to add please. It makes a huge difference in how you are treated. Let's practice some different group sizes because the th sound can be hard for many learners. Paul, repeat after me. A table for 1, please. A table for 3, please. A table for 4, please. If you have a big group, like 6 or 8, you might want to say, "We have a party of 6." It sounds very natural. Now, what if the restaurant is very famous and busy? You were smart and you called ahead. You have a reservation.
This is the part where I always get confused. I know the word, but I don't know the sentence. Do I say, "I am Paul and I called you"?
That works, but let's make it more professional. You should say, "Hi, I have a reservation under Paul."
Under Paul, like I'm standing under myself?
Exactly. In English, when we put a name on a list, we say the reservation is under that name. It's a very common preposition here. Let's practice the big word, reservation.
I have a reservation under Paul at 7. Wow, I sound like a local now.
You really do. So let's recap the flow. Identify the restaurant type, look for the "please wait to be seated" sign, tell the host your party size, or tell them your reservation name.
This is great, Emily. I feel much more confident. I'm ready to go in, sit down, and wait, what if I'm in a hurry and don't want to sit down? What if I want to eat my burger in the park?
That is the perfect transition, Paul. In our next episode, we're going to talk about the very first question you'll hear at any counter, for here or to go. We'll cover everything about dine-in and takeout.
Oh, so I need to decide where I'm eating before I even look at the menu?
Exactly. It changes the way you order and even how you pay. Thanks for joining us at Mi2 English Club today.
See you next time. I'm going to go practice saying seated in the mirror. Bye.
Welcome back to Mi2 English Club. I'm Emily. In our last episode, we mastered the entry rules for full-service restaurants. But today, we're heading to the counter for a faster, casual experience. This is where many beginners get stuck.
I'm Paul, and you're right, Emily. I have a serious case of counter phobia. At the counter, everything moves so fast. I'll order my burger perfectly, I'll even get the drink right, but then the staff says something super fast at the end, and I just stare at them like a deer in headlights.
I bet I know exactly what they are saying. Is it that one long, messy word, "for here to go"?
Yes, that's it. It sounds like one giant word. I always freeze. Does for here literally mean in this spot?
Exactly. For here means you want to eat inside the restaurant at one of their tables. We also call this dine-in. But if you're in a rush and want to eat in your car, at the park, or back at your hotel, you say to go.
Okay, for here or to go. That's clear. But Emily, last year I was in London and the barista asked me having in or taking away. I was so confused. I thought they were asking if I was taking the food away to another country.
That's a classic travel moment. English is global, Paul, and different countries have their own flavors. In the US and Canada, we say to go. In the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, they almost always say take away.
Let me write that down. US equals to go, UK equals takeaway. Both mean I'm leaving with my food.
You've got it. And here's a pro tip for your next trip to America. Sometimes they get even shorter and just ask, stay or go.
Stay or go. That's so efficient. Just remember, go equals leave. I think my counterphobia is starting to disappear.
Let's practice a real scene. I'll be the staff at a busy cafe, and Paul, you are a hungry customer. Listeners, pay attention to how Paul ends his sentences. Hi there, welcome to Mi2 Cafe. What can I get started for you today?
Hi, I'd like a large latte and a chocolate muffin, please.
Sure thing. Anything else for you?
No, that's all. Thanks.
All right, for here or to go?
To go, please.
Perfect. That'll be $8.50. You can wait right over there. Great job, Paul. Notice how Paul said please at the very end. In English-speaking cultures, we use please and thank you a lot. It makes you sound much more polite and confident. Now, Paul, let's talk about 2026. Almost everyone uses apps like Uber Eats, DoorDash, or Starbucks apps now. Do you see those two big buttons on the screen?
Yes, pickup and delivery. I know delivery means a rider brings the food to my door, but what about pickup? Is it the same as to go?
Physically, yes, but the phrase is different. When you use an app, you are picking up your order. When you walk into the store, don't wait in the long line. Go to the area that says Mobile Order Pickup.
So I just grab it and run?
Not quite. You should catch someone's eye and say, "Hi, I'm here to pick up an order for Paul."
I'm here to pick up an order for Paul.
Let's break down pick up. It's a phrasal verb. To pick up something means to collect it. Don't say, "I want my food." Say, "I'm here to pick up." It sounds much more natural. Paul, try saying it faster. I'm here to pick up for Paul.
I'm here to pick up for Paul. Hey, that's much easier than ordering at the counter.
It is, but be careful. Make sure you check the bag before you leave to ensure it's actually your burger. We've covered a lot today. Let's do a quick fire review for our listeners. Paul, I'll say the situation, you give me the English word. Situation 1, you want to sit in a booth and enjoy the music while you eat.
To go or dine-in.
Situation 2, you are in Australia and you want to take your fish and chips to the beach.
Take away, please.
Situation 3, you ordered on your phone and you are walking into the shop to get it.
Pick up. And I'll say, I'm here to pick up for Paul.
Situation 4, you are tired, wearing pajamas, and want the food to come to your hotel.
Delivery. Definitely delivery.
Perfect score. One last tip. If you choose for here in some countries, you might pay a tiny bit more in tax than to go. So don't be surprised if the price changes slightly.
Wow, I didn't know that. Learning English really is about more than just words. It's about how life works in other places. This makes ordering so much easier and less scary.
That's the spirit. In episode 3, we're going to tackle what happens after you sit down and start eating. We'll talk about those mid-meal check-ins and how to customize your food. You don't want to miss it.
I'm ready. I hope there's no counterphobia for the dining table. See you next time.
Bye.